Hi guys, how you guys doing? I have two journal shares for you. These are custom orders. But before we get into these, let me show you some awesome jewelry that I just got from the lovely Sheryl. And I will be linking her YouTube channel in the description box below once this uploads. But she does paparazzi and she does it live. And I got some pieces. Oh wow. I don't remember ordering these ones. Thank you, Sheryl. Look at how beautiful they are. Thank you. I love those. Thank you. Send me a little gift. So let's start with the rings because I love these rings, and I know that my hands are, with glue, but I just got to show you how beautiful they are. And they have the elastic band, so my hands won't look so ugly when I'm making YouTube channel or YouTube video. But look at how gorgeous that yellow is, and it's a band, so it'll stretch out. Then I love this one. Look at that. Ooh, I'm in love. Again, the elastic band. Isn't that just awesome? I love it. And then this one. Look at the profile on it. And it's so comfortable. I love these, Sheryl. And then in like that gorgeous mauve. Look at the gallery on that. It's so pretty. Almost looks like a butterfly. I love these so much. And then this gorgeous like sage green. Isn't that just beautiful? I love these rings. Thank you so much. And then I also got, look at how she packs everything up in the pretty pretty tool. This bracelet, and it looks like you got many, but it's only one. And it's magnetic, so it's super easy to put on and off. Love those. Got the little bead. And then I got this. This is so pretty. She showed how it looks on a mannequin. And this is so pretty. Like with a pair of blue jeans and a white tank or a white shirt. This is gonna just pop. Love it. So guys, if you haven't checked her out, I will link the her YouTube channel down below, so you guys can get some awesome jewelry too. And I think it was like $5 a piece or something. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sheryl. So yes, awesome awesome jewelry, fun. So thank you so much for my little gifts too, Sheryl. I appreciate that. You didn't have to do that, but thank you so much. So, all right, to these journals. Let me show you the big one. It is big. I left it with a hollow back because I want it to lay flat, or as flat as it can. So what I did here, there's a lot of vintage items in here. My sweet customer slash friend sent it to me so I can make her the journal, and I made some ridges because I know she likes that. And I made the pretty tassel with some of the fabrics and stuff like that. And this was very much inspired by Jeannie. What's the channel name? I'll link that below too. But I loved this cover, and it's a doily, and then it has pink fabric, and then muslin, and then on the top of the photo I stitched on tulle for texture, and I love it. And there has batting underneath the photo too. Some sari silk here with some flowers, metal pieces on the top and the bottom, and I stitched those by hand before I attached it to the book. And then this came from her, from my sweet customer, and D. I hope you like it, D. Put that little clock there, and let's get right in. I stitched the tie into the main front cover. And oh, I didn't show you the back. I just left the back plain. It's got, guys, I redid this twice. It's got 2 signatures, and it's so chunky because it's more of a textile journal. Has a lot of textiles in it. I shouldn't say it's a textile journal. So that's why I had to make 2. So here I have a bingo card, and I just stitched and backed it and did some stenciling and added some couple layers of fabric. And then I have a quilted pocket here, and I added a flower, and this holds another card. And then I cut This Book Belongs To and layered that on top of some fabric, so that goes in there. I'm gonna go fast because I got 2 to show. This I just made it into some pockets with some fabric there, some laces, and it opens up. I won't take every single thing out because it'll take forever, but it opens up and you have another fabric pocket there, and then it has a couple of tags. So that's what I did for that one. I'll tie that back up later. And then here is a pocket. Now it's chunkier because I loaded it up, but she can take some stuff out and then just add it as she uses it. And plus I have another little baggie of ephemera. So I added a fabric pocket there and some lace here and a little tag. Some lace. A lot of this lace is vintage, and that just goes into this handkerchief pocket there. And then here I just ruffled some fabric. Then here I have a CD flip out with a Edith Holden page that I made into a card, and I used the Edith Holden page from September, October, and August. And this is a little pocket with a doily there. Some mulberry paper. This is vintage paper. And then here I have a couple of little tags that I just added some fabric there, and another one here. This I seen, I think it was Jeannie too. She had made this, and it's just like a little booklet, and you can journal. And so I have that in the front, or on the side I should say, and it just hangs out there, so it gives you extra journaling space. It says August here. Here's another handkerchief pocket, and I made a tag with some fabric. A little tea bag envelope with a little card in there. Has some fabric and some lace. Some vintage pages. I think that's a Sears catalog, I'm not sure. Here's a little, I took a hanky and I made little envelopes, but they don't have nothing in it. So let's go ahead and put a little playing card in there. If it fits, it might not. No, it won't fit. I need to find something different for there. I just put that in there. Little vintage author's playing card. Here's another one of those doily things that hang from the side. This is vintage ledger or doily, and the tip-in I just layered and put some vintage buttons, and it's got just different types of laces, and it's all layered. I made a little pocket here with some laces and doily, and this from my stash. I have this, and then it's just a tag for journaling. Here I just ruffled some fabric and layered 2 pieces of it. Here's some vintage music, an altered tea filter, and a tag there, and it just has different laces and things like that. Here's a postcard. The month of August. Here is a vintage postcard, and I didn't want to cover it in the back, so I just hinged it with some lace, and she has this whole section here, plus she has her little playing card there. Here is another, I think this was from the 1800s. It was like in one of those old scrapbook, and I carefully peeled it off, and I got it there. Had it some pieces of lace, a button, and then inside I just lined the back with some coffee dye paper, did a little collaging here, a lace pocket, and added Anne Boleyn. I love Anne Boleyn. I know her whole story. I'm obsessed with her. And it's hinged with some lace. And then here is some ephemera. This is piano paper. And I just made a little tag with some fibers there. Little flower. This is the middle of the signature. I haven't glued it, but I will. And then this is open there, and I have a envelope with some laces, and this was a trim, and I just turned it into a little flower, put a vintage button in there. And this is an Edith Holden page, I think from the month of October, with some lace on the top. This is some more trim, and I did a collaging here with a vintage button, and that holds this tag. This is a vintage BMW coupon, and I just layered it with fabrics and lace and a little flower there. And then this is a pocket, and I think that's piano paper in the back that I added. Some bling, some of the doilies, and then it has a pocket here with some different fibers and lace and fabric, and then more lace down here. And then I just have 2 little cards, and then this flips down for journaling. More vintage paper here and here, and this is actually a tuck, and I have it here. This is authentic ephemera, so I'm just going to tuck it right there. And this is a little vintage card, and I just added some fabrics. And this is a flash card, and I just added some old little receipts for journaling, and it can also go there. Edith Holden. And here is, take it out, Another gorgeous postcard. And then here is another little notebook, and I distressed the edges. And here is another tag, and I just added some laces and a flower there, and then this opens up all the way for extra journaling. I'm sure you guys have seen that, so I won't do that. And then you can just clip it. Here's a little pocket that I made with some lace and then fabric tulle and a butterfly and a vintage button, and I just added these two little pieces there. Some more layered trim. It's chunky, but like I said, it's because I put, this is vellum. A lot of ephemera in here, tracing paper. Here's the other side of the hanky. And these were little die cuts that were on that same scrapbook page. And I carefully cut them up or unglued them and put them there and there. Have some fabric or lace, and then another die cut that's from the 1800s. So I try to save them. And then here's a tag with some fabric and lace and applique flower, and then it has another little tag and some sari silk. Another little cluster here of lace and fabric, and that little piece of die cut. Copy die paper. And then here is a snippet that I turned into a pocket. She sent a long snippet row, and I just cut them apart and made pockets and stuff. And I just added some trims down here, stitched that onto the page. And then here's a little tag with more little fabric with vintage handkerchiefs and stuff. So that goes in there. Second signature is some ephemera, another one of these flashcards that she can write on. And then I have another little tag with some fabric and a postcard. Another pocket with some more ephemera. This is a little coin roll, and I just printed out a quote and backed it with some lace here, and it's a paper clip. And then I added a little vintage button and this little pearlized like little disc and a grommet, and it just slides out, and she can do some journaling there. And it goes right back in, and it's a paper clip too. Come on. And that just hangs out there. Another gorgeous vintage postcard hinged with lace. This is from a vintage magazine. Here are a couple more journaling cards that I distressed and inked the edges on and added some material. I wanted to do so much more than what I did. These are vintage receipts and return checks, but it would have been way too much, too fat. Another little tag with some fabric. Now we go into September. You have some more lace And here I just did a little collaging with some old vintage paper and some fabric stitched on. And here as well with another die piece from the 1800s. Another little pocket. Here is some more trim, and it holds this postcard. And then here is a fabric pocket, and it came printed, and I just turned it into a pocket, added some lace, and then added a couple of tags and some ephemera in there. Here's a fabric tip-in that I just layered and put some buttons and stuff on the top. Here's another flip up, flip down. Some cards there. I'm going a little fast, guys, because I need to show you the other one. This is a vintage calling card from the 1800s too, and I just added some lace there and some little vocabulary cards up here. That's authentic. Here is another one of these guys, but this one is bigger. It just hangs out with a paper clip. And I just have some vintage doily and some journaling spots. And then a little rosette flower I tea-dyed. And it just hangs out right there. Another corner flip with some fabrics and laces. Another tag. This is the middle of the signature. I just have to glue it shut. And it's open on the side behind here. That has another Edith Holden page, I think for the month of October. And this is a pocket. We'll put that there. Here's a little collaging here. Here is another one of these pockets with some doily and the piano paper and some lace and bling. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is a floating pocket. I left this one floating. She can move it wherever she wants with the fabric and the tag. And here is another one of the pockets that the pages that open all the way. And it just has ephemera and vintage authentic ephemera in there. Another coffee filter, and I just added some tags in there. Added some fabrics and doilies and trims. Here's another collaging, and this is that printed fabric, and then more fabric here and a piece of vintage paper. Another little tea envelope there. Made a little collaging here and added this ice coupon with this doily and a little die cut piece there. Another pocket with some tags, and I took a receipt because these are original, but they were brittle, so I just backed it onto coffee dyed paper and stitched around it and added just a little piece of lace up there for just texture. More trim up top. Another gorgeous postcard hinged with some lace. Here is another little fabric napkin pocket, and let's add two of these guys, and lefting it open in the back, and there is a check. More vellum. Another pocket there with a tag with some layered lace. Here's a little vocabulary card, and I just layered it, and it's a pocket. I love this. It's like glassine, but it's so yellow and old. It's awesome. This is from a book or a magazine. More mulberry paper. And this is another postcard from the 1800s. It says Merry Christmas. And I just have these blue chip stamps. I just made a tag out of them and added some sari silk and a little flower, a button, some vintage lace up top, and stitched all around it. The journal in the back of that. Here's another floating pocket with some more fabric and lace and Tim Holtz girls, and it has a tag in there. And then I have this big piece, and I just put it there and added this other vintage card in there. It goes nestled in there with this applique trim. And then in the back I have another snippet pocket and a bingo card with another die cut piece and some fabric. And then I made a bookmark. This was also in the book, in the pages from the 1800s. I just added some lace and some flowers. And then in the back I have this gorgeous napkin or handkerchief, and I just trimmed it up top and added that there with another tag. And that is a bookmark with a tag. So, and then here is another quilted pocket. So that is this big mama jama. And like I said, she can make it smaller. It really isn't really big when it's not loaded. So that gets closed up. And I will show you the other one, because my original intention was to do a 3 signature journal, but I would have needed like a 7-inch spine, so that wasn't gonna work. So that's that one. See, I had already started it, and when I realized actually it was gonna be 4, it was like this. It was like this, literally. It wouldn't close, so I had to undo it and make that other one. But it's okay. I had fun. And then here is the writing board for that one. There was this large vintage card, and I just glued it onto chipboard and then put some Henry Terry paper and some trim. So whenever she's writing in the journal, she could put this in between the pages. And then I have this one. This one is a 1 signature journal, and even it's a 1 signature. Look at how chunky it is. And I just have the same type of deal as the other one, but I used a different image, different fabric, and it has the tassel. I added some flowers on the spine. I didn't add on the other one because of the ridges. And then this is the back. So let's get right in so I could give you a very quick flip through. So here we have another snippet pocket and some ephemera. I'll go really fast. Here's a pocket that I made. I added batting in the back. It's got that, and then I have a little puffy postcard, and then with the green stamps, this is what I made. Added some trim there, some handmade paper, and I'm missing something here. But anyway, she's getting a ephemera pack. But this is a another handkerchief corner, and I just glued it onto cardboard, not cardboard, cardstock, and then stitched it on. So it's a tuck. I'll go fast. I did the tape. I can't remember who it was that made it, but that tape that you make in ink, and it looks like old tape because it had a little tear, that paper there. So that's what I did. I did another gorgeous postcard here. Another pocket with some more ephemera. Little fabric pocket there. This is original, and what I did is I just added a piece of lace and used the other little die cut piece that I was able to save. This is September, and I think it goes into October. I'm not sure, because I have October, August, and September in these books. Some more fabric. I just can't remember what page is which. Here's more trim. This is original. I just backed it onto coffee dye paper to make it more sturdy. Added some trim there. And then here's another little pocket with a little doily there and a button. Some more trim here. And then here is a collage that I did with a die cut piece and some lace. Here's another pocket with a piano roll. And there's more postcards in there, some checks. Super cute, this little dog, and it's a vintage card, so you can open it and journal. And it's also a tuck in the back. Little pocket here, fabric pocket with lace and a butterfly. And here is a vintage page, and I ripped it in half and glued it, and then added some trim and more trim. This opens up again. It's one of those, you know, you can journal with some vintage doilies. Here's another tip-in, some layered laces and vintage buttons. And here is the middle of the envelope, and I just took a corner of the handkerchief and just added it there. Here's open in the back, and you have another green stamp collage card that I made. And backwards. And this is a little pocket too. I just put that there so she knows that this is a pocket. And have some laces and a little flower with a button. More of that gorgeous lace. I think this is October now. Lace there, lace there. Here's just a little tab with a little piece of lace that I had left over, or a doily. Little tea bag, and it has a little card. All of them have a little card. It's fabric. Here is a California card, and then I just made a double pocket here and decoupaged this napkin onto this envelope that she had sent. And in here there's a couple more postcards, and then here is a vintage seed packet label, and then some more vintage ephemera there. And that's a double pocket. Some lace here. Here's another little pocket there. One of this one will fit. Nope, it's not going to fit. Little layering there. And I have some trims here on the edge of the page. And then another little flip here. Postcard. Another pocket that I layered some lace, different laces and trims and fabrics. And it has one of these guys. This original ephemera postcard. And I have more postcards that I didn't fit in here, so she'll get that in the goodie bag too. And then here is one of these guys that have the little, it's a coin roll thing, fabric pocket, and that little guy is holding this tag. Another pocket page here, and another vintage card that she can journal on, and more vintage ephemera. Here I added more of the die pieces here. And somewhere around here there was another calling card, but I guess I missed it. Couple tags there with the fabric pocket. And then this opens up and down. And then this is another pocket here. And this opens up all the way, and there's some vintage postcards in there, and another tag. Oh, this one. Here's the other vintage calling card, and the name is at the bottom. And I just added this. This was also on the 1800s sheet. I just stuck her in there. More tags here. This one opens just like the other one. I won't do it to save on time, but it opens like the first one. And then another snippet pocket here, and then you have a few more postcards in here. Look at how gorgeous. Love it. So, and then here is another die cut piece. She can use this as a bookmark. And here is another little notepad with a tag, and it's held by this beautiful, oh, I love that. Look at how pretty that is. Handkerchief. So that is it. And then this is the writing board for that one. She had sent this pattern in, and I just glued it and added some lace, and then in the back it has Henry Terry, so she can easily just slip it in and write. So yeah, that is the journal, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope she likes it. And yeah, let me know what you guys think, guys. And then, oh, I have these that I have to add still too. I want to add these little buttons on some pockets, you know, hanging from like the little bow pin, the pockets. So yeah, that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.